Giving our praise and glory to Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, by Shem Kakadash. Double honors to the elders of GMS. Also salutations to our Akim out there that's pushing this truth. And also shalom to the rest of the hopeful elect. And I think I might have did a lesson on this before, how everything will be tokenized and put on the blockchain. But Esau is going to take it a step even further. He's just not going to chip human beings and animals and put them on blockchains. He plans on putting the earth on blockchain, land, water on blockchain, you know. But what he doesn't understand, right, when you go into Job 9:24, it says the earth is given, all right? So it's just a period of time. Just like you do everybody, Esau, like say if you buy a house, right, that house can still be taken from an individual if they don't pay taxes, all right? So basically they never really own it, all right? That's why it says, hold on, I'm gonna get this in Job 9:24, all right? Then also I'm gonna go to the book of Sirach. All right, you're a temporary owner, all right, and you don't even really own it, okay? Then when you go into the book of Ezra, the scriptures say what? The world was made for our sakes. Job 9:24. The earth is given. See, the key word is given, all right? And then it also says in the scriptures, what the Lord giveth and what he taketh away, okay? See, he created the heavens and the earth and everything that you see, all right? He even gave you your power, all right? It's saying right here, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So see, it's just a gift, all right? He gifted you the earth, now he's going to take it back. It says he covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So let's grab another scripture. Then we're going to play this video and get off into Esau's madness, all right, a little bit. So let's go to the book of Sirach. It says, oh man, let's start from 3. It says, Sirach 10:3, an unwise king destroyeth his people, but through prudence of them which are in authority the city shall be inhabited. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord. So you see, it's the Lord that really runs this society, all right, or rules over the earth. It's really his, man, all right? It's not yours, okay? You're a temporary owner, okay? And in due time, he will set over it one that is profitable, all right? Because really, you're just told you destroying the earth. You don't want people to have anything. You want to own everything, you know? You want people to be total slaves, total subjects, okay? You want to oppress the poor. You want to poison the water. You want to poison the animals, okay? But like it says, all right, let's read that part over again. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord. You see? So it's all up to Yahweh by Shem Yahushai on who's over this earth, all right? And you're an unwise king. That's not profitable. Okay, so let's play this.
Economic Forum. He's acting chairman, and in addition to saying that everything.
And the guy she's talking about, all right, because I'm not gonna start it back. She's talking about the guy that runs BlackRock, all right. He's like in the forefront, and when you go into BlackRock, everything that you see from stocks to crypto and houses, right now they're buying up everything, man. Anything you so everybody that's losing their house, losing their cars, and all these different things, they're buying up everything, okay? They're pricing everybody out. They want to make it that they own everything, right? And you don't have any, and you don't have nothing. Matter of fact, it's a saying, I forgot who said, he says, you will own nothing and be happy. I forgot which one of them devils said it. But anyways,
Yeah, in addition to saying that everything will be tokenized, he's said that everything will soon be on the same universal digital ledger or database, and that everything on that database will have a unique identifier number. So for you as an individual, your identifier number will presumably be your digital ID or directly linked to that.
But we already know what's the next step after the digital ID. Let's grab that real quick. We know what that is. Get to it real quick. All right, that's just the step before the physical, all right, ID happens, but they actually have to put it in you. Okay, let's get right to the point. Revelations 13:6. He calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, though that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Right. And another thing, right, they're going to have limitations on things of what you can buy. All right. So let's just say if you really like coffee, right, and you're used to buying, let's say 4 bags of coffee, right, you try to buy it, for the next couple months, or you try to catch deals on it, right? They're going to make it that, you can only buy 1 bag of coffee, and you'll probably have to have it for those 2 months. They'll say you're drinking too much fucking coffee, and like the apostles, they always make this point, right? They already have everything, right? So what more else would you want? Complete control, tell you when to sleep, when to eat, when to work, when to wash your ass. Hell, that too right there. They gonna look. You done use too much water. They gonna put a thing in your fucking house, a goddamn water, which they already basically got those things, or those things for your heat. They gonna try to control all of that. All right, with just a push of a button, or they're just gonna program it in a system. So if you don't use too much heat, all right, that month, guess what? no more heat. Guess what? It'll probably be in the dead smacker of the winter. This is the kind of devil that we're dealing with. So let's finish playing this.
Everything will have a digital ID. The tokenization agenda in particular seeks to tokenize not just, assets that we traditionally think of, like real estate, for example, or gold, or, physical assets, as well as digital assets like Bitcoin. And there's a major effort connected with people like Fink, and also people like Mark Carney, who's now the Prime Minister of Canada, to tokenize the natural world and transform it into financial assets. And there was an attempt to do this to an extent under the Biden administration, I believe through the Department of Interior, with natural asset corporations, but that has not gone away. And there are groups, for example, one of the creators of the ETF model originally, which BlackRock now owns iShares. His name is Peter Kenez, I think is how you pronounce it. He's trying to turn the Amazon rainforest into a digital commodity, sort of similar to Bitcoin in terms of like the scarcity idea that, each hectare of the Amazon rainforest would represent, a token, and then financialize it that way. And then each hectare would then have its unique identifier, right, on the blockchain, and would be, serviced by surveillance drones and all sorts of stuff.
See, so they're gonna surveillance everything, all right, and they want to put the goddamn Amazon forest, or parks and those different things. They want to put that on the blockchain, right? That's what. See, that's how we know. These scriptures are real. Let's go to Psalms 17 real quick. I think it's 17. See, do you hear the mind of this devil? Which right, this kind of goes into the drones too, but also his satellites. It says they have they have now compassed us in our steps. They are set their eyes bowing down to the earth, right? So that's how they're going to govern everything. Because look, you can't be everywhere, you know, at the same time, all right? But look, they're trying to be like the Most High, you know? Is it not written, the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the earth? Well, guess what? They want to have that same concept. Well, let's grab that. Let's see if I can find that scripture. It might be an apocrypha. Right, this is 2 Chronicles 16:9. It says, for the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth to show himself strong. See, same thing with Esau. That's his mindset. He want to show himself strong. He want to show you that there's only one dominion, all right? And basically you have no power, you know? Not even the trees, not even the water is safe, you know? It says, the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the earth to show himself strong in behalf of them whose heart is perfect toward him. Herein thou hast done. But that was the point. Hold on, I got a couple. You know what? I'll read some of these that they gave me. It says, the eyes of the Lord are upon the ways of man, and he seeth all things going. Same thing, right? Esau, he can look through your phone, right? So if you, let's say if you into, perfect example, right? If you're looking for something, sometimes if you've been thinking something now, right? And you're like, man, I might need to buy that. Guess what? That shit'll pop up on your phone. This is Job 34:21. The eyes, for his eyes are upon the ways of man, and he seeth all his going. See, same thing Esau want to do. All right. Proverbs 15:3. The eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. All right. I'll read Jeremiah 4:2. They gave me that one. Jeremiah 16:7. For my eyes are upon all their ways, they are not hid from my face, neither is their iniquity hid from our eyes. So even in this place, guess what? You have no privacy, man. All right. They're always watching you. Okay. They always, basically, Esau always got you in his crosshairs, man. He's always lining you up. Okay. That's why he makes sure he tamper with that food, he tamper with that water, man. All right, or what? He give you these different celebrities, you know. All right, because he's looking to control everything. So let's go back to that Psalms. It says, they have now compassed us in our steps. They have set their eyes bound down to the earth, like as a lion that is greedy of their prey, as if it were a young lion in secret places. See, like a lion that is greedy of their prey. They're greedy. They're greedy, man. You already have everything under your damn feet, man. But that's not enough. You want complete, total submission. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down. That's what we're hoping. All right, that's what that's what our hope is in, man. That the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Shai, come take this devil down. Deliver my soul from the soul of the wicked, which is thou sword. For man which are thy hand, O Lord. For man of the world who have their portion in this life, whose belly thou fillest with our hid treasures. They are full of children and leave their substance to their babes. So they have everything, man. They're ruling, right? But yet you can barely buy groceries for the whole damn week now, you know? So let's play this.
So even our most like natural, the places we conceptualize as the most natural places on earth, these people want to come in, play surveillance technology and, tokenize it and put it on a blockchain. And
really quickly, it gets a little scary when we start talking about something like this, right? Tokenizing the rainforest and maybe selling off shares of it to people. Like, there is a plan at play here. And a lot of us, we're not involved in that plan. And the only way we can get out of the current system that we are in, this debt system, is to figure out what the
ain't no getting out of it. The scripture say he calls of all rich and poor, free and bond. There's no only way unless you completely disconnect from this system. But as far as you being able to live a regular life after you disconnect this system, no. Or should I say a so-called regular life. All right. It ain't happening, bro. You can forget about it.
Let's get fiscal. Lesson 1, saving strike.
Of course they
New to finances, learn to
is to figure out what these elites are going to use to tokenize all this value, where this value is going to wind up. That is what we want to hold. And certain assets like Ethereum, like XRP, like Solana, those are
like the scriptures say, man, they work evil upon their being, and in the morning they practice it, man. So while everybody see, and that's very parable basically, because they don't actually got to be while they're actually sleeping. Hey, they can go stand for while you people are sleeping, Then they practice it, or what? Then they go through with it. All right.
Going to be the base layers of this entire tokenization financial system, right? We don't know what their plans are, but we have a good understanding of what they're saying currently. And I'm going to play some of those clips for you after this and where we think this is all going. And you need to plan accordingly right now because they have been planning for years.
Use it to, I would argue in the case particularly of natural asset corporations and the group behind.
Oh, that's why I gotta get this scripture, man. But it says every thought of the wicked is deep, man. I like that he said that, that they've been planning for years, man. I start from 5, so 64 and 5. They encourage themselves in an evil manner. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them, right? Because they say it because the Most High haven't intervened yet. But he's not going to intervene until what? Till you go and try to chip the masses, man. All right? And we already know the Lord is going to interrupt that shit, man. All right? There's mad scriptures on it. Matter of fact, let's hit a few. Let's go to Job. We'll go back to that. Job, what's that, 15? All right, your new world order, it won't be fulfilled, man. You're going to chip some people. But like it says, when he is about to fill his belly, all right, the arm roll shall strike him through. Job 15 and 29, he shall not be rich, neither shall his substance continue, neither shall he prolong the perfection thereof upon the earth. You see? So look, man, that ain't you gonna fail, all right, at what you're trying to do. He shall not depart of the darkness, the flame shall dry up his branches, neither the breath of his mouth shall and by the breath of his mouth shall he go away. I'm gonna stop right there. Yeah, but hey, man, matter of fact, let's jump down 34. The congregation of hypocrites shall be desolate. Fire shall consume the tabernacles of bribery. All right, and that's talking about the so-called white man. All right, the Lord is gonna consume you. All right, with those nuclear missiles. And the ones of you that don't be destroyed, all right, you're gonna be in chains. Okay. Also, let me see. I think it's what Job 20 and 15. It says, which this whole chapter is good. The triumphant of the wicked is short, the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach into the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. And they which have seen him shall say, where is he? You see? So even though you're trying to do all these things, man, the Lord is, you're gonna become nothing just like that, man. He shall fly away as a dream. He shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. Right? And y'all always make that point. You know, sometimes you have dreams and you can never remember them. Right? It's hard. It's hard for me to actually remember dreams. You know? It says, and the eye which saw him shall see him no more, neither his place any more behold him. His children shall seek to please the poor. His hands shall restore their goods. His bones are full of sin of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust. And though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, and though he hide it under his tongue, though he spirit forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth, yet the meat in his valves is turned, and the gall of alps within him. He shall swallow down riches, and he shall vomit them up again, and Yahweh shall cast them out of his belly. You see? So look, man, all this stuff you're trying to do, heap up all these riches, man, or just heap up the earth, because the earth is richer than the earth. You got oil, you got gold, you got land. All right, the Lord said you're gonna cast all that stuff out, man. All right. So let's go back to that Psalm 64. Right, it says, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune in laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. You see? So for them to have these kind of thoughts, man, to actually, want to, chip the masses, put land on blockchain, man, those are deep thoughts, man. All right. But guess what? Hey, the scripture said the Lord's going to cast them down.
Behind it, the intrinsic exchange group, they just want to open up a huge new asset class. They call it nature's opportunity, so that they can continue engaging in the same type of bad behavior that, for example, brought us the 2008 financial crisis by, quintupling basically the amount of assets currently in play. It's
I had a guy
very insane.
What would you say to those people that maybe they were skeptical going to event?
Crap
They're
right
just
there.
like, I don't know if it still seems like.
That's what they do to me.
Very insane.
I had a guy who worked very, very, very high up at Citibank, and he told me around 2008. He said, Glenn, don't worry about the financial system. I'm like, and he said, we're never going to go broke. I mean, do you know how much just the national parks are worth? And I looked at him and said, are you seriously telling me that we should commoditize the national parks? And he said, it's going to happen. And I wonder now if this is what he was talking about, if it was just a digital, not actually selling them, it's just a digital commoditization of our parks.
Yeah. So apply this now to the phrase that we all heard during the COVID era, you'll own nothing and be happy. Well,
yes.
There's certain people that want to own everything, and that includes things that have never been able to be owned before, that were considered things like the public commons, like rivers, lakes, the ocean itself, natural forests, all sorts of it. These people want to put all of that into the financial system, fractionalize it, tokenize it, and sell pieces of it around.
Oh, so now you see why they're moving the homeless out the parks now, right? Because the homeless always slept in the parks. But look, if you can't buy it, you need to get the fuck off of it. It's not because the homeless is actually making it look bad. It's because guess what? They don't own it. All right, they're not paying any money for it. So they're gonna sell pieces. All right, they'll sell an acre, 2 acres of that park. 3 acres. It's all gonna be tokenized. All right, but this is who we're dealing with. Psalm 73:7. Their eyes stand out in fatness. They have more than their heart could wish. See, so they have everything. They have more than their heart can wish, man. Right? All the stuff these elites have, man. These different riches, man. And here you go. They so greedy. They want to tokenize the parks. They want to tokenize rivers. right? What else could they? Hell, probably even tokenize a mountain, tokenized mountains. You know, name of that. Right? They're probably all right. Well, you can own this part of fucking Mount Everest. Crazy shit. And then they have drones fucking policing it. You know. And let me say this, all right, because they mentioned the Amazon. There's people that still live in the fucking Amazon. So what the hell? Hey, they'll send them drones down there in the Amazon, right? To those to those tribes and had those what you call them drones, right? Kill those different tribes there, man. Right? It says they set their mouth against the heavens. They tongue walketh throughout the earth. Therefore, his people return hither. The waters of a full cup are wrung out to them. You see, they have everything. They say, how does Yahweh know? Is there any knowledge in the Most High? Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in this world. They increase in riches. You see?
Use it to speculate on. I mean, it's very
insane.
bonkers.
Insane is probably the right phrase there. Also, this is a clip earlier from this year with Whitney Webb talking about BlackRock. Companies are attempting to seize control over their natural world under the guise of saving the planet. I thought this was just really interesting. So I'm gonna play it.
In Larry Fink's case in particular, there's a goal, well, a big ambition there to develop new asset classes that can be used to basically fuel their existing business model and perpetuate it for, like, I don't know, millennia forward. Mm-hmm. So one of these that, I've been writing about for a few years is the whole idea of natural assets, what they call nature's economy. As an asset manager, BlackRock being able to unlock and take control of as many natural assets as possible that aren't currently part of the financial system is obviously a way for them to perpetuate what they do and deepen and expand their control over not just, people in the existing financial system, but really over the natural world as well, and essentially turn everything alive into a tradable Wall Street financial.
Really quickly, we don't ever talk about...
Stop right there. And I'm going to grab the scripture and I'm just going to end it. All right? It says, the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. Right? So all this, all right, what Esau is trying to tokenize or, take over, all right, from his, like they said, the natural things, man, is all Yahweh Bashim Yahushai's, man, is not yours. I'm reading verse 2. He have founded upon the seas, he established it upon the floods. Who shall ascend in the hill of the Lord? Who shall stand in this holy place? It says, he have clean hands and pure heart, who have not lifted up the soul unto vanity nor swore deceitfully. I'm gonna stop right there. But like it says, man, the earth of the Lord is what? The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, in the world and the people that dwell there, man. It's not the so-called white man's. All right, so with that, give all praise and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakadash. Double honor to the elders of GMS. Also salutations to all the Akim out there, switching the shoe, and also shalom to the rest of the hopeful elect. Peace.